What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG TCG video. Today, guys, we are going to be going over the new Prediction Princess support that is set to release in Darkwing Blast. Very excited to be going over the support with you guys, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. So the first card that we're going to be discussing is Prediction Princess Biblia Muse, probably completely butchered the name of the monster. It's a level 9 Earth Fairy flip effect monster with 2500 attack and defense, and you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is tributed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon it in face down defense position. Its flip effect reads, add one Prediction Princess monster except this monster, and one ritual spell from your deck to your hand, and then your opponent cannot target ritual monsters you control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. This card is just alright in my opinion. The first effect, I just don't really see too much use into it. Like, there is situations where that maybe might be having some relevance with that first effect, but I don't know. I just feel like most of the time that first effect is just so irrelevant because unless you're needing to get another high-level monster on the field and you have to tribute it, why on earth would you want to tribute a level 9 monster, which there is no easy way to get this to the field. You have to tribute 2 monsters in order to get this monster to the field. So to just sack it off for another monster, like, yeah, you can bring it back face down so that way you can flip it back up to be able to activate its effects. But I don't know, that to me just sounds completely pointless in my opinion. The second effect, is a great effect to be able to search for your cards, if only it wasn't a flip effect. And that's just the thing with this deck, where it's just not really that great for the deck to have a searcher that requires it to be flipped face up. And that's just really the biggest thing with this deck, is that it's a flip effect deck, which means this deck is so slow in being able to get its cards moving because you have to just flip up a whole bunch of stuff in order to be able to do it. So more than likely with this card, your opponent can just probably destroy by a card effect, and then that way you don't get your searches, because guess what? Since this card wasn't flipped face up, you're not going to be able to get your searches. So although it's cool to be able to search your cards, it's not really worth it in my opinion, because you have to set the card in order to be able to get its searches, and you have to make sure that the card gets flipped face up. So either you gotta hope your opponent just runs into it, or you just gotta hope that you can live until your next turn to where you can flip it up yourself. So, not really the biggest fan, but the third effect's pretty cool. To be able to protect your ritual monsters from card effects is really nice in my opinion, but honestly, when it comes to this card, it's just an alright card in my opinion. So with that said, that's going to lead us into the next card, which is Nether Prediction Princess Terror Wreath, a level 9 Dark Fairy Ritual Flip Effect monster with 1200 attack and 2700 defense, and you can ritual summon this card with Nether Prediction Ritual, which is going to be the next card that we're going to be discussing, and must be ritual summoned, and can then be special summoned with Prediction Princess Terror Wreath. So that's pretty interesting there. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Its first effect is a flip effect, which reads, you can special summon one flip monster from your deck in face down defense position, and the second effect is quick effect. You can activate one of these effects. Change any number of face down monsters you control to face up defense position, and then change any number of face up monsters you control to face down defense position. If that second effect was not a quick effect, I'm going to be completely honest, this card would have been absolutely garbage. Like, this card would have been trash. Because the first effect, although it's cool to be able to search for any flip monster that you want, so it doesn't even have to be a Prediction Princess, it has the same problem with the last card that we discussed. It's a flip effect, which means that if your opponent just can pop this card without having to flip the monster, or you're not able to protect this monster to where you can actually be able to flip the monster face up, you are not getting the benefit from this monster. So, there's the negative there, but the second effect of this is where I think this card really does shine, and I do think it makes this card worth playing, because this allows you to be able to flip all of your face down monsters to face up attack positions, so that way you can start activating their effects. So that's really cool there. And on the plus side as well, during your opponent's turn, since it's a quick effect, you can just set everything back face down, including this card. So if your opponent is not able to deal with the board, then you're basically able to reflip every single one of your monsters, so that way you can be able to reactivate their effects again, again, and then when you are able to flip this monster back face up, then you can search for any of your flip monsters, so that way you can set up more board presence and get more resources. But again, it relies so much on flip effects, and it's like I mentioned earlier, flip effects are just way too slow in today's game, and although it's cool for what this card can do, I just think it's too slow in my opinion to really be able to do anything, but still a pretty cool card in my opinion, and I do think under right circumstances this can be a pretty alright card, but in my opinion I just think it's a little too slow. The second effect, I do think it's worth summoning this monster, but I don't know, I just think it's an alright boss monster in my opinion. But with that said, this is going to lead us into the final card of this video, which is the card I mentioned earlier, Nether Prediction Ritual. It is a ritual spell card that reads, this card can be used to ritual summon any Prediction Princess monster from your hand or graveyard in face-up attack position or face-down defense position. You must also tribute monsters from your hand and or field whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. During the standby phase, if you control a Prediction Princess ritual monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one non-ritual princess prediction monster from your deck in face down defense position. So this is actually a really cool card. On the first effect, to be able to ritual summon your monsters, I mean, it's a ritual spell card, what did you really expect? But what's really interesting about this is that since this card can tribute monsters, the Bebelimus, again, I'm probably completely butchering the name of the monster, because it has an effect where if it's tributed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon it face down in defense position. Basically, you can use Nether Prediction Ritual, tribute Bebelimus, again, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, and you can basically tribute that monster, summon your Nether Prediction Princess, Terra Wreath, and then with that card's effect, you can basically special summon it back in face down defense position, and then during the standby phase, which it doesn't matter if it's your standby phase or your opponent's standby phase, you can basically search for any Prediction Princess monster in your deck, that is a non-ritual, of course, and place it in face-down defense position, so you can set up more of your Prediction Princess monsters face-down to be able to activate their effects. So, it's pretty cool, in my opinion, for what it can do. I mean, obviously, it's the new ritual spell to go into your ritual monsters, and this card can also work with any of the other Prediction Princess ritual monsters, which I think there's only one other Prediction Princess monster, which is actually the non-Nether version of this, if I remember correctly. So, that's pretty cool as well. So yeah, overall, pretty nice ritual card in my opinion to be able to easily go into your ritual monsters and set up more of your Prediction Princess monsters. But yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for this new Prediction Princess support. General thoughts on it. I thought it was alright support, you know. The biggest negative kind of going into this new support was that we knew that it was going to be focused on flip effects. I mean, that's just what the whole deck is focused around, and although it did have some cool stuff with the deck, I don't know, just being locked towards having to deal with flip effects, I think just hurt the support in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not bad support at all. I do think there is some benefits to playing these cards in a Prediction Princess deck, but I don't know, just because of the fact that they're so keen on being, you know, flip effect cards, I don't know, I just don't think it really helped this, you know, support too much in my opinion, but it can do some pretty cool stuff. I like the fact that the monsters can be able to search your monsters so that way you can get them set up to be able to go into your plays, but I don't know, I felt like, you know, with this new support and it being locked into just only doing stuff revolving around flip effects, I don't know, I just thought it was alright support in my opinion. But with that being said, that is going to be it for this OCG TCG video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the new Prediction Princess support. Did you think it was good support? Did you think it was alright support? Or you guys wasn't the biggest fan of the support? Let me know you guys' thoughts on the fact that Prediction Princess got support in this set. I mean, to kind of really think about it, out of all decks that they could have picked for the new support for this set, it was Prediction Princess, which was a very interesting choice to say the least. But to be fair, there wasn't a whole lot to the deck. There wasn't too many cards for this archetype, so it was about time that we actually got some new support for it. So it was pretty cool, but would like to hear your guys' thoughts on that and just your overall thoughts on the new support and just the archetype as a whole. But with that being said, that is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, take care and have yourselves a great rest of your day.